On Overdrive this week, India is at the center stage for the global revival of the Datsun brand. Volvo's entry-level offering in India, the V40 Cross Country. Bart answers viewer queries on Auto Selector and all the latest from the world of auto. Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I'm Shireen Bhan. More than 27 years ago, Nissan decided to axe the Datsun brand, which was very successful, in order to keep the mothership alive. And now it's decided to resurrect the very same brand to get a footing in emerging markets like India. So the Datsun brand is back, and the first launch commercially will be unveiled next year. It's a hatchback, it's called the Go, and it will be priced in India at under 4 lakh rupees. The big boss of Nissan, Carlos Ghosn, was in India for the global unveiling. Here are the details.
Datsun, the brand, has seen almost everything. In 70 years of its existence, before it shut down, Datsun saw various name changes, multiple wars, and made everything from monster trucks to beautiful roadsters and coupes. But in 1986, in a bid to save the then struggling Nissan Motor Company, the brand was shelved. Now, ironically, the same Datsun brand is being resurrected in order to help Nissan find its footing in the emerging markets like India.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to introduce the first model in the new Datsun lineup, the Datsun Go.
The importance of the event could be gauged from the fact that it was a world premiere and that the big boss, Carlos Ghosn, was himself present on the occasion. He unveiled the Go, the first child post the brand's rebirth. The hatch will knock on your doors early next year, most likely at the Auto Expo, and will run on a 1.2-litre 68 bhp petrol engine and will surely be priced under 4 lakh rupees. Overdrive caught up with Vincent Kobe, head of the Datsun brand, on the challenges the Go faces in the current market scenario.
So you are going to be taking on the big boys in the small car space, the Marutis, the Hyundais of the world. Why will a consumer buy this and not go to the small car specialist?
We are fully aware that this segment is particularly competitive, but look at this car. We believe this car is bringing superior value proposition into the segment. I mean, we call it a category up. It's wider, it's longer, it has bigger comfort, it has a very attractive boot, modern technology, a brand new styling. We believe we're coming with a very, very competitive product offer, which will be complemented with a high value service.
What is going to be the degree of localization? Because obviously if you're going to be able to sell this car competitively in India and yet make money, I would imagine you have significant localization plans as well. And how's the currency volatility, how are you dealing with that?
I would even push back on your word. We are not localizing the car. It is local. It's been developed in Chennai by Indian engineers. It's been in collaboration with local suppliers. It will be made locally. I don't have any currency exposure on that car. It is fully Indian, from the concept to the manufacturing to the service. This is the benefit of us having a very focused approach, wanting to serve primarily the emerging middle class of India.
But the launch of the Datsun brand, priced within the 3 to 4 lakh rupee bracket, does not signify the end of the ultra low-cost car idea initiated a few years ago by Renault.
Is there a future for the ultra low-cost car?
Oh yes, and you're going to see ultra low-cost car.
You're not giving up on that?
Not at all. And you're going to see ultra low-cost car coming. That's not it. You know, you're going to see cars even coming at a lower price point, addressing different kind of market, because we think that there is a huge demand for cars with high value.
But what gives you the confidence?
affordability.
Because look at how the Nano is done, and that was your vision. The Nano clearly hasn't taken off. What gives you the confidence that you'll be able to do anything less than 3 lakh rupees, which is what I understand, between 3 to 4 is what you're pricing the Datsun.
Yeah.
And so you're saying there is a future to make money and be profitable for a product under that price.
Exactly. The brilliance of the idea of the Nano, the brilliance of, and I was the first one to recognize it for Ratan Tata, that he was brilliant. Why? Because he was addressing a need that nobody addressed.
But the cars,
there is a need.
The cars failed.
It's a different story.
Yeah.
The car is the answer to the need, but the need is still there. So there is a potential for those who can come with a car which can correspond to this need, and that's what we are pursuing.
When are you going to be doing that?
Well, it's coming within the next 2 years.
Within the next 2 years?
Yes.
Which means it will be priced lower than Datsun but higher than the Nano?
Exactly. That's exactly the case, the specific case, the specific pricing will be aiming at.
Nissan wants to project the Go as a reliable, affordable and a modern car, both in terms of technology and style, and therefore doesn't like the idea of calling Datsun a low-cost brand.
Well, even though Carlos Ghosn and the Renault Nissan Motor Company refuse to acknowledge the fact that Datsun is a low-cost brand, The main attraction on the car, of course, is the price of the car. This one is a top variant here of the Datsun Go, and this will come at a price of under 4 lakh rupees as announced by Mr. Gon himself. And since this is a top variant, we can assume that the base variant will be significantly cheaper than this one. Maybe under 3 lakh rupees also could be the starting price on the Datsun Go. But this will be the cheapest Datsun. The other Datsuns that will come in the market will be slightly more expensive, because if you want to upgrade to another Datsun, then you'll have choices in the Datsun brand or in the Nissan brand. But you look at this car, look at the styling, it's not very radical, but something that is likable, simply because Datsun wants to appeal to a huge number of car buyers in the country. It is of course the biggest car segment in our country, the small car segment. So even though you like the design, it's not very radical. You have to appeal to more consumers in the market. So look at the design here on the front, the trapezoidal shape on the grille, which will be a signature Datsun on cars to follow now with the brand being launched. This shape you will see on most Datsun cars, or rather all Datsun cars. And even the bonnet styling here, you look at the cuts, it reminds you of the Micra a lot. So subtle styling cues have been taken from the brand itself. And even on the profile, the Go seems to be very likable. You look at the way this car has been designed from the profile, and it appeals to you. You know, it again reminds you of the Micra through certain aspects, but overall you would want to like this car. You look at those subtle hints of the car being a low-cost car with that black mirror there, or the black plastic on the frame of the body in the pillars that is there. One thing you won't like on the Go maybe is the small wheel size. The car will come with a 13-inch wheel size, and that is something if you see the gap between the wheel and the body arch, it's way more than you would like it to be. So that is something that they could work on, probably fit in a one size bigger tire. You look at the interior, so we can't open the car of course right now, but of whatever we can see from here, it looks like a well laid out dash there, ergonomically well designed. It looks spacious also, again reminds you of the Micra through some bits on the doors and the handles. And personally, to my liking, this is my most favorite part of the car. You look at the way this rear part of the car has been designed, the big Datsun logo in the center, the car name right there, and of course the entire flow of the design from the roof till the bumper here. So everything here is well laid out, including the lights and the nice styling cues that have been given here with these curves and cuts here. So this is something that you like, the positioning of the brake lights. So overall, the Datsun Go will present a pretty picture to you. It remains to be seen that what exactly will be the price of this car, but this is something that you should really look forward to.
Renault Nissan has committed to launch 10 new cars in India over the next 3 years, 3 of which will be from the Datsun brand. They are now targeting a 10% market share by 2016. The brand may have been reborn, but how happily will it live its life, only time will tell.
Well, that's a first look at the Datsun Go. We'll get you more details on the Go and Nissan's plans for Datsun on an upcoming episode of Overdrive. But for now, it's time for a break. When we return, Bert answers your queries on Auto Selector, and we wrap up all the news from the world of auto.